Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Apparently some news broke last night. Apparently there's something we need to talk about. We got a lot actually to get into on this video, so let's jump right into it. Chris Lowe reports last night Nick Saban retiring. Sources tell ESPN he won 6 national titles at Alabama. A lot of people wanted me to call an emergency live stream, wanted me to jump on immediately. And yeah, this is big time news. Now, I'm not a college football channel. I'm more of a Tennessee football channel. That's what it's all about. But this does impact the University of Tennessee. And, I think it's going to be important to see who Alabama hires. I've talked about it a couple of times over the last year or two. I thought Nick Saban had one foot out the door. I don't think he liked NIL. I don't think he liked the transfer portal. Look, allegedly, Alabama and Nick Saban been paying players for a long time. They lost the advantage. We're looking for parity in college football. We're starting to see parity in college football. I think the transfer portal, I think NIL is all evening the odds, and Nick Saban doesn't like that. So he's out the door. Some of the quotes talk about how you got to put more time in now than you ever have before. Nick Saban out the door. Where does Alabama go with this hire? I think it's going to be one to keep an eye on, and I was kind of laughing scrolling through social media. A lot of people think that whoever is hired just walks right in and goes out and starts winning 10, 11 games. Look, Nick Saban is the greatest college football coach of all time. That's not up for debate. There's no question about it. But Alabama better get this hire right if they want to continue their success. Personally, I hope they get it wrong. I hope they find misery. I hope they find their Butch Jones that leads them down a dark path. You can go and look at the coaching carousel Alabama had before Nick Saban. A lot of these new fans, a lot of these Alabama fans are Nick Saban fans. Kind of like we're seeing with Colorado and Deion Sanders. A lot of these fans weren't around prior to the Nick Saban hire. They didn't have a whole lot of success prior to that hire. So they better get it right because Tennessee is looking to take a streak back over. You look at the series history. You look at the third Saturday in October. Everybody talks about 2007 through 2021. Alabama just dominates Tennessee. Of course, we saw that streak end in Neyland Stadium in 2022. Alabama gets the win this season in Tuscaloosa. But it's been a streaky series, man. Philip Fulmer owned Alabama every game between 95 and 2001. Alabama snuck in there and took one in 2002, and then Tennessee got a couple of more wins, 2003, 2004. So been a streaky series. Going to be interesting to see who Alabama hires. Can Josh Heupel take over this rivalry? Can he take over the third Saturday in October? Something else that this impacts that I want to get into and talk about, and that's something I talked about recently, and that is the recruitment of 5-star quarterback George McIntyre. Obviously, put out a video on him last week. If you missed it, go back and give it a watch. This one's down to Tennessee and Alabama. So where does that leave GMAC? Is Tennessee leading for the 5-star quarterback? Well, this came out shortly after the news of Nick Saban's retirement. Steve Wiltfong logs a crystal ball prediction for George McIntyre. This will be huge. Austin Price has kind of been on this from the beginning. He has always said that Tennessee is in a good spot. Tennessee leads for George McIntyre. And again, if you missed that video, 5-star quarterback, number 2 ranked quarterback in the country according to On3. Top 15 player overall, grades out at a 95.83. 6'5.5", 185 pounds, out of Nashville, Tennessee. We talk about the importance of putting up that wall, building that border, locking down your state. And I think GMAC gives you that same Nico effect, right? Kids are going to want to come play with George McIntyre, and he's scheduled to come off the board within a couple of weeks. I think he launches the class of 2025 for Tennessee. I think this will be huge to get him in the boat. Now you got Nico on the field, showing you what Josh Heupel's offense looks like being ran by a 5-star quarterback, and then you got George McIntyre in the boat. I've said it time and time again. I think 2024 is huge. I think Tennessee's got to win on the field, and they've got to win off the field. They have to win in the class of 2025. I think they need a top 5 class. We got to prove it. It's time for Josh Heupel to show that he is the real deal. He is the real guy. And if you've got Nico proving it on the field, and then you got GMAC in waiting, so those class of 25 kids, they know they've got their quarterback. And yes, we got Jake Merklinger on the roster right now. No disrespect to Jake Merklinger. I think he is a baller. I think he's a competitor. I think he's a gamer. I'm excited about his future. but competition breeds success. Let the best man win. Let the weakness transfer out, and let's go win some SEC championships and national championships. So this gives Tennessee huge leg up on Alabama. Steve Wiltfong thanks GMAC coming off the board for the Vols, and again, I think that is going to be huge. Absolutely huge for the class of 2025 and moving forward. I said we got a lot to get into. We're going to get into it. Everybody said, where's the news, Boogie? Everybody yesterday. Nobody's productive. Everybody's refreshing their screens. They're on the general's quarters. They're waiting for the news. When is Lance Hurd going to make a decision? We're going to get into that real quick here in just a second. You're halfway through this video. If you haven't hit the thumbs up yet, help me out. Hit that thumbs up just below this video. It helps the channel, and I would appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media. We don't talk at you. We don't pretend to be that. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. If you like what we do, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Right now, I'm live every Tuesday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Yes, we play a little NCAA football on the old PC, but we also talk all things Tennessee. So join me for that. Going to have a big charity live stream coming up on January the 24th, Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. VolQuest is going to be in the house. Go Vols 247's in the house. A to Z Sports. Working on some other guys, some other guests. We'll see how that plays out. But come show up. Show some love to the Fisher House Foundation that supports our military families. All right, let's get into it. Let's talk about it. When is Lance Hurd going to pull the trigger? Biggest target on the board. You talk about what's been done in the transfer portal. Boogie, we've not done anything. We've not signed anybody. We don't have anybody in the boat. Needed a tight end, went out and got the #1 ranked tight end in the transfer portal. Needed a good outside wide receiver, went out and got a pretty good outside wide receiver in Chris Brazzell, 6'5", red zone threat. I'm excited about his future on Rocky Top. Lance Hurd is the #2 ranked offensive tackle in the transfer portal, 5-star prospect coming out of high school. He's a true freshman, got plenty of eligibility left. You can see the profile there on the screen, 6'6", 340 pounds. He wants to play left tackle, so that's the question. He wants to play left tackle. Now, the rumor is, the speculation is that John Campbell was willing to switch over and play right tackle in order to try to get Lance Hurd to Tennessee so he could play left tackle. Now, I get it. I understand that John Campbell went to Twitter yesterday with some cryptic tweets. Everybody asking what's going on there, Boogie. What is it? Is he upset? Is he mad? The bottom line is it sounds like John Campbell is willing to move to right tackle to get your best 5 on the field. Get your best 5 offensive linemen on the field, and Lance Hurd would be that. He would be one of your best 5 offensive linemen. Again, top-ranked player for LSU in the class of 2023. You want to talk about rankings? You want to talk about where he's at? He would be the second highest. As far as high school grades, coming out of high school, he would be the second highest prospect that Josh Heupel would land if he commits to Tennessee, only behind Nico Iamaleava. As far as rankings, potential, he would be the #2 ranked player behind Nico. So that tells you how good he was coming out of high school. Had a quick visit, turned around and went to Oklahoma. Right out the door, there was some buzz about Ole Miss. So where are we at on the recruitment of Lance Hurd? Expect him to come off the board today, and expect it to go for the good guys. Austin Price dropping the gift last night on the General's quarters. He rolled out the 50-cent gift. Boy, he said the polls are closed, and that tells me that Lance Hurd is a Vol. So just be looking for that commitment video to drop right here on the Talkin VAWLS Network a little bit later today. So how you feeling now, boys? How you feeling about Josh Heupel in the transfer portal? #1 ranked tight end. #2 ranked offensive tackle. Pretty dang good corner in Jermod McCoy. Also a pretty good wide receiver in Chris Brazzell. You got some depth pieces there with the kid from MTSU, and we're not done yet. If Lance Hurd is in the boat, we got another offensive lineman scheduled to be on campus this weekend, and that is Percy Lewis, 6'8", 45-pound offensive tackle from Mississippi State. You go take a look at the profile here. He was a JUCO guy, went to community college 2020, 2021, came to Mississippi State in 2022, appeared in 13 games, had just 1 start. But in 2023, appeared in 12 games, making 7 starts. Now the question is Percy Lewis willing to come to Tennessee after Lance Hurd makes it official? After Lance Hurd gets in the boat, is Percy Lewis willing to come here and be a depth piece? Because if so, that's a huge addition. Now you've got another body. You got another tackle body in that offensive line unit. Going to be interesting to watch this one and see once Hurd comes off the board and makes it official here, hopefully later today. We're going to be keeping an eye on it. We're going to be refreshing all day again again today. Hopefully, Percy Lewis still takes that visit this weekend, still has some interest because I think he's got a couple of years of eligibility left. Hurd obviously has plenty of eligibility left. You look at the class of 24, Bennett Warren, William Satterwhite, Max Anderson, Gage Ginther. You're going to start to fill up that offensive line unit with some depth pieces so you can start getting ready for 2025 because we know we got that starting five for 2024. A lot of those guys are going to be gone when we roll into year 5 of the Josh Heupel era. My goodness, time comes at you fast. But that's going to do it for this one, man. Tons of content there, tons of information. Saban's out, G-Max in, Lance Hurd is in the boat. What do you think? Jump into the comment section. Let's talk about it. As always, smash the thumbs up on that way out the door. Go check out our merchandise. You guys can go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. We appreciate that support. Also, think about joining the channel. Hit that join button down below. It's $1. Just $1 a month. You keep the lights on around here. You are who allow me to do this full time. We say for the fans, by the fans. It is also fan funded. Could not do this without your support. So if you want to support, hit that join button. We would greatly appreciate it. If not, that's fine. Smash the thumbs up because that's quick, free, and easy. Jump over here in the comment section. Let's talk about it because this is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.